Hey everybody, Monique here with Complete Transformations Dog Training. So a couple days ago I had made a post about sharing your story just because, again, you never know who's out there who's in the same situation that you might have once found yourself in. And again, this does not only pertain to dog training, but we're going to gear it more towards that. So I encouraged all of you to share your story, your struggles, how you overcame them, possibly what tools you might have used. I also encouraged, colleagues to share how they got into dog training. So this post wasn't just geared towards, my clients, but anybody out there who's following my page. And as promised, I'm going to share my story of how I got into dog training with you today. So here it is. I had always wanted to work with dogs from the time I was small, but I actually wanted to be a veterinarian, and I was definitely on that path. That's truly what I felt like I wanted to be. So I had graduated high school early. I graduated high school when I was 16. I was on National Honor Roll, and I had actually went straight to college to start doing my prerequisites. Within that time frame, I had also gotten a job at a veterinary clinic. By the time I was 18, I had worked my way up to being a veterinary technician. Within that time frame, I had also married my high school sweetheart, and we had our first dog, Baloney, and in my mind, he was, perfect. He really hardly ever had to be on a leash, and contrary to belief of what most dachshunds, he wasn't a huge barker. He was very easygoing, very mellow dog, and in my mind, I felt like it was because we had gotten him when he was young, and it was how we raised him. So life doesn't always go as planned. My husband had ended up joining the military, so we had started moving around. Baloney went with us. He went with us to Germany. And again, he was just a very easygoing dog. And within that time frame, not within that time frame, but right after that, we actually ended up changing duty stations, and on our way to our next duty station, we had stopped by back at home, which at the time was Arizona. And we had gotten our second dog. And in my mind, again, my belief was that it was all in how you raise them, and she was going to be great just like him because we had gotten her when she was young, and she was there to show me how little I actually knew about dog behavior. I quickly realized that I had gotten really good at handling dogs in stressful situations. So dogs that were coming into the clinic that were stressed out, so dogs that were possibly uncomfortable due to various injuries or due to stress. I had gotten very good at not getting bit, and I had gotten good at reading body language for those particular situations, but I very quickly figured out that I did not know as broad about behavior as I thought I did. And this is nothing against the veterinary industry whatsoever. Been there. I know how stressful that job can be. And you guys do very hard work. So definitely kudos to you, because like I said, I've been there. But again, she was there to show me that I did not have as broad of knowledge as I thought that I did. So she was displaying a lot of the same behaviors that a lot of people struggle with. So she was bolting out the door, jumping on people. I had caught her chewing on the drywall. She had chewed a hole in my mattress. She was just a very, very naughty girl. And again, I in my mind, we had gotten her when she was young. It was all in how you raise them, and but she was who she was. So I actually ended up hiring a trainer, and it was great. I enjoyed seeing her going from this dog that, was really stressful to be around, to realizing that I just did not have a clear understanding of her and a clear line of communication with her. So I enjoyed this process of her being from this out of control dog, to a dog that I really enjoyed being around, and a dog that really enjoyed learning, and really enjoyed working together. So I loved this process, and really fell in love with dog training at that time. So the military was actually offering a grant to go to a TechGuard certificate school at the time. So I chose dog training. So, that's really how it all got started, was from that point on. From there, I've gone, I've learned a ton since then. I've gone and learned, various different approaches to develop into, the approach that I use today, which is what I consider to be a balance approach. So we're giving feedback back on both ends of the spectrum. So we're telling a dog exactly what you want them to be doing and exactly what they should not be doing. It's just, again, a well-rounded line of communication so that way your dog truly has an understanding of what's expected of them. So that is exactly how I got into dog training. I've been doing this now for almost 10 years. And I truly love it. So again, get out there and share your story. You never know who's out there and who's gonna see the struggles that you went through, and not have to feel like they are the only one, and possibly get some help based on the story that you share. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about my story, and again, I encourage you to get out there and share yours. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and get out there and share your story.